Hello again. This video is about the wild 3D ecosystem and your part in it, and our part in it. And it's broken up into two parts. The first one is about hyenas, lions, and farmers. And just to get started, this is obviously an oversimplification. I'm just going to describe the industry by way of analogy using hyenas, lions, and farmers. It's not meant to be a zoological discussion. It's just a way to discuss the landscape. I am greatly privileged to be having discussions with artists and professionals at all levels of the industry. And one of the things that I have found myself categorizing them by is not by experience, but by mindset. And so I want to describe the three mindsets that I run into. The most common one is that of the hyena. Now, hyenas get a bad rep, but honestly, hear me on this. Hyenas are awesome. Hyenas are team players. They're loyal to their pack. They have skills and claws and teeth and brains, and they eat. They can be hunters, but they're almost always scavengers, which means that they depend on lions to win the hunt. And when the lion wins the hunt, the lion takes the lion's share. And looking at what the hyena is capable of and what they've achieved in the past, you might say that they deserve more than what the lion just left over for them, that it isn't fair. And that's probably true. But how should the hyenas fix it? Should they blame the lions, or should they be better at hunting? Then there's lions. Now, lions are badasses. They are also loyal, skilled, and powerful. But the main difference between lions and hyenas is that when a lion is hungry, they know how to go get food. They don't need someone else to win the hunt for them. There are also far fewer lions than there are hyenas. The mindset of the lion is more stable. They take more accountability. They are more independent. The pressures and chaos from life affect them just as much as everyone else, but they don't spend any time trying to figure out who's to blame or why it's unfair to them. They seek out opportunities when they need them. But even when they're well-fed, they keep an eye on the plains. They're prepared to move to where the opportunities are heading. They're stable not because the industry is stable, but because they are calm in the chaos. And they're calm in the chaos because they know that they know how to hunt. And even if their success rate is around 20%, that's more than enough to eat well. Then there's farmers. Farmers are in a league of their own. They're a very rare group of people. They make a living from providing others with food. They have products and systems. They're not focused on this week, this month, this quarter. They're preparing for next year's harvest. Their view of the horizon spreads out 12, 18 months into the future. They're not immune from the chaos and volatility of the world. It just affects them much slower. They have reserves. They're the last ones to feel the pain of instability. And when they do feel that pain, it's mostly an emotional pain, not a hunger one. So this is the end of part one. The main characteristics of each of these three archetypes can be described as this. Number one, hyenas have skills, but they need help closing clients. Number two, lions can close clients, but it's meal to meal. And number three, farmers solve problems, and there's never a shortage of problems to be solved. Part two, the Thoughtful 3D mission. Thoughtful 3D is on a mission to strengthen the 3D industry. That means taking everyone to their next level. Obviously, the 3D industry is a big one, and we can't do this alone. We're taking those with the hyena mindset and helping them think and act a little bit more lion. And we're helping those with the lion mindset think and act a little bit more farmer. And this is where the analogy breaks down a bit, because this isn't about helping you eat your clients. Ultimately, it's about helping you eat your clients' problems, particularly the creative problems that you have experience solving. For decades, the industry has told artists to specialize, but now that they're extra specialized, they don't have the general skills of self-sufficiency. They've learned to be a tiny cog in a gigantic clock, and when the clock breaks down, they don't know how to tell someone the time. There's basically three things that everyone in the industry needs to be better at. Number one, consistently attracting people or studios that need your help. Number two, helping those people decide whether working with you is the best next step for them. And number 3, delivering on your promise to solve their problems and help them achieve their goals. Why? Why do we need to get better at those things? And why is Thoughtful 3D on this mission? Why is it important to us? Well, because we love this industry and we love the medium. We love storytelling. We love art. We love artists. We are artists. And if we're able to succeed even a little bit, then we strengthen all of those things. And that would make a richer, healthier, happier, more vibrant culture to celebrate life in. And it connects us to each other too, and to the stories that help us grow and get through hard times, or laugh with friends, or just be inspired and pass that inspiration on to others. Is it world peace? No, not yet, but it's what we can do. And frankly, we're super unhappy with the way things have currently been running. The last generation of studios fell into a deep race to the bottom, destructively competitive spiral, and then won that race. We're now at the bottom. Sweet. And there are thousands of schools out there that are raking in $50,000 to $200,000 per student, putting artists into massive debt and not equipping them with any of this information. And why aren't they? Because they don't know how to do it themselves. They teach people what buttons to push in a world that requires so much more from them. They basically create thousands of hyena puppies that are roaring and ready to rumble, but are nowhere near equipped to bring anything home for the pack. And then they slap about $100,000 worth of debt on their back and say, good luck. We hate it. So how do we fix that? We're reverse engineering the problem. We are not in direct competition with any of these institutions yet. We decided to not teach any of the technical skills, no software stuff, nothing that you can find the answer to on Google. Of course, we have a tremendous amount of creative and technical experience in our community, but it is not the tip of the spear. The main thing that we're focused on is helping artists establish their stability. We're working with artists that already know the fundamentals of the medium, but they need that roster of clients or the back-to-back studio gigs with a decent but not too long break in between contracts. We're helping artists attract the opportunities that are perfect for them, the ones that are aligned to the inspirations that made them want to pursue this craft in the first place. And we have already helped several amazing artists do that, and we want to keep doing it. Eventually, we're going to start bringing on more mentors or instructors or course content so that we can be a true alternative to the present day institutions. And they're not all bad, just most of them. But we're starting with the important stuff, which is helping artists uncover and wield the power of their creativity so they can go out into the wild and bring home dinner consistently, which is something we've been doing, for about 15 years each. So if you want to know more about how it works or our bios, go to thoughtful3d.com. All of the info and the ability to book a call with us is right there. And we can figure out whether working together makes sense or not. In either case, I hope you have a tremendous rest of your week.